Back to what the happened in the NFC. Packers-Bears. Green Bay wins 21-13.
Yeah.
Let's go back to when it was scoreless. First quarter, Green Bay has 4th down and 4 at the plus 29.
Right.
And Aaron Rodgers with perhaps his best throw of the game to Davante Adams.
Probably. Well, it probably had even his best throw of the game might have been actually a few plays earlier when Valdez-Scantling dropped a wide open post down the middle and whiffed on the ball. Like that's where and I don't feel like we saw him much after that because I think they were probably like, oh, okay, this game's too much for him. Let's get him out of there. But yeah. So 4th down comes about. It's 4th and what was it?
4th and 4, I think.
4th and 2, 4th and 4. Okay. Either way, doesn't matter. We got the point.
4th and short. Yeah.
4th and short. And they come out originally in a 2-by-2 set.
Yep.
Where it's Graham to the right, Lazard to the right, and then it's, I think, Geronimo Allison and Davante Adams to the left, right? So it's 2-by-2. They call timeout. I bet you Aaron Rodgers didn't love that formation. To me, when you play a 2-by-2 set, just to take you into the quarterback world a little bit, the problem with 2-by-2 sets at times is, and you would know this too, is it's easy to disguise things. You don't know which way. Wait, is the guy over Jimmy Graham, who's the slot to my right, is he blitzing? Or is the guy over, Geronimo Allison, the slot to my left, is he blitzing? So you can't tell because the safeties can kind of hold it to the last second because it's 2 to the right and 2 to the left. They don't have to kind of show their hand. So that was probably the first thing that jumped out to me to why maybe they called timeout. The other thing is they were showing the old double A gap, right? So double A gap, if something's over the middle, there's a good chance they're going to drop out, and now Aaron Rodgers isn't going to have anything he likes. So either way, they call the timeout, they come back out of the timeout, and they're in a totally different formation. They're in a 3-by-1 set where Jimmy Graham's to the right, Rodgers in the shotgun. He has Jamal Williams offset to his right, and then he has 3 receivers to the left. Lazard being the inside of the 3, Davante Adams the slot, and Geronimo Allison on the outside. And that is a great formation because there's more telltale signs to what a team is doing coverage-wise. If all 3 corners are over to the other side with the receivers, it's man-to-man. If there's one corner backside still with Jimmy Graham, it's a zone coverage.
What were they doing?
So they in this place were playing a kind of a match zone, all right? And they were in a tough spot here either way. They really were.
I thought it looked like man-free.
It could be. All right, so this is a tough one. You're right. I don't know. And this is where I'm not sure. Jackson, the safety, is playing the inside receiver, Lazard, which maybe they like that matchup on him instead of matching him up with Jimmy Graham, and they left Fuller on Jimmy Graham. So it might be man-to-man. Either way, if it was a match zone or a man, it plays the same at the end of the day. So you might be right. It might be a man-to-man. But Rodgers has set hut, and he's got Buster Screen over Davante Adams, and Davante Adams just makes a nice little wiggle off the line of scrimmage and then just presses it vertical.
Set him up really
well. And just beats him, right?
Yeah.
And just beats him with speed, and then Rodgers throws a piss missile down the seam,
right?
And it's touchdown Green Bay. And it was that simple.
I thought 2 things on my screen got beat. I thought, number 1, 4th and 4, he's lined up a little bit to the inside of Adams, and I bet he's thinking he's going to run some kind of under route, whether it's 2 yards under,
slant route, something like that.
Something inside because they only need 4.
Agreed.
So I thought he was lined up to play that instead of play deep.
I think that's very fair.
And then it was a terrific move. Adams set him up really, really well.
Really, really well. And I'm going to pull up the play so we can sit here and watch it again.
I thought Rodgers leveraged that they only needed 4. And knowing that they would be playing for 4, I just had a guy run right by.
I think exactly right. I think that's the big thing. I think Rodgers was scared that they were going to have linebackers underneath who were going to buzz out of a blitz look. They might double Davante Adams, and he might have nowhere to go. So he said, let me put me in a position to where I can tell their coverage and stress their defense out a little bit. And I think you're right. I think they're in man.
They're in man.
Yep.
With a free safety.
Yes.
20 yards in center field. So now off the TV copy that I watched, I didn't know he was that deep.
Right.
Which adds to the question, how does someone run right down the middle of the field with a defense playing man-free and the guy's 20 yards off the ball?
Well, when he knows his free safety is man-to-man against a wide receiver, Iowa State's finest, Lazard, I bet you and they run 3 verticals, and the first vertical, Lazard, is the inside of the 3 receivers to the left, runs, the inside vertical there is almost like a deep cross, so that keeps him there. So as he comes off the ball, I think that just keeps him there just for a split second, but I would argue, hey, I'm with you. I think that if I'm the free safety or if I'm Chuck Pagano here, I'm going, get over to Davante Adams.
Yeah.
Just cheat over to Davante. Make him throw it to Allen Lazard. But the problem is in that coverage, they are really exposed with this guy if he does cheat over, right? He's got all that Lazard as the inside deep crosser would have a lot of green grass with nobody around him.
I think maybe the free safety also fell victim to the thought that they only need 4.
Yeah.
They're not going to throw it into the end zone.
Right. I don't disagree with you. I mean, he kind of takes off like he's going to take off towards Davante Adams. And then I think Rodgers' eyes stayed down the middle a little bit, and he stutters for a second and regains himself and then goes, oh, gosh, he's about to look to Davante Adams and tries to get over there. And that's Ha-Ha Clinton-Dix, who's seen this in real life before in practice when he used to play for Green Bay. And was probably like, damn, that done that to me before. But yeah, that was just a phenomenal throw and great trust by LaFleur and Rodgers to be on the same page.
I also wondered if at the snap, like when he comes out of the huddle, if Aaron thinks he's going to throw to the right, because he's got Jimmy Graham getting 1 yard more than he needs on a little out route. He's got the running back underneath him. That, something he saw at the snap, and it looks like he might have done something non-verbally to the left.
Yeah, he gives a little touch to his ear hole, which I don't know, could be mean all go, could be totally mean nothing, where he just goes, I'm going to give you guys a bullshit signal here just to throw them off, and whoever's preparing for us next week.
It's a ballsy read and throw when you only need 4.
It's a really ballsy read and throw, and this is what Green Bay does. This is where Green Bay. A little bit like Seattle, where I'm going to go, they're just not always that impressive with the way they win games, but they win, and the biggest way they win is they jump out on you early with a few cool little game plan wrinkles, and then 12, he always overwhelms the defense because all of a sudden, we got him stopped, and oh, shit, he threw a laser by us, and this, and then all of a sudden you look up, you go, damn, we're down 14-0.
Right.
And that's really what they've done to everybody in their wins.
Which is good, but then are you concerned that they don't really do much after that?
No, they do. They run out of tricks. The game plan runs out. There's only so many game plan plays you can come up with on a weekly basis to where then you have to get back to your meat and potatoes. And I don't think their meat and potatoes is, all that special. Right? It's just an average cook in the kitchen there for the meat and potatoes, added to the fact that we've talked about it, there's just not great talent to scare you either. So that combination alone is going to lead to some dull moments. And the Bears, they kind of settled in and made life tough on Green Bay's offense.
You know what wasn't a dull moment at the end? Like, there was a second there, I'm talking about the final play with all the laterals, where it should have worked for Chicago.
No
They had
doubt.
that set up perfectly.
He had it.
Inside the 10. If he just pitches to his right, it's a walk-in touchdown.
It's a walk-in touchdown to Allen Robinson.
We have some pictures. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, there we go,
It didn't look this good in practice, and I wonder how much they actually did run it in practice.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it wasn't that open when they ran it in practice.
I doubt it. And these are kind of the things that, you practice maybe at the start of the season a few times. You probably do a walkthrough version on Saturday, once a week. But my favorite part is once he does not pitch it, that he goes on. I love watching Allen Robinson and Anthony Miller's reaction to basically say, hey, what the f***? Because I think this is what's his name? Jesper Horsted, right, from Princeton.
There you go.
He never looked to the right. And Allen Robinson's going to have a walk-in touchdown, like you said. The Bears, I'll tell you another big play in this game. The Bears got a roughing the punter call on Cordell Patterson early on in the game that would have gave them the ball a little past midfield. The referees blew the call. I don't know what they did, but that was a huge moment in the game too, I thought. But Packers find a way to win as usual.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.